हेलो बच्चों, वेलकम वंस अगेन। आज हम लास्ट टॉपिक करने जा रहे हैं आइसोलेशन चैप्टर का, आइसोलेशन ऑफ मेटल्स थ्रू एक्सट्रैक्शंस। दिस साइड डॉक्टर रोहित चक्रवर्ती, आई वेलकम यू टू माय केमिस्ट्री चैनल अमेजिंग केमिस्ट्री। So let's start with the topic, that is refining and application of metals. So what is refining? Definition: removal of impurities from the metal or purification of metal is called refining. A metal extracted by any method is usually contaminated with some impurities. So there are following methods through which we can remove the impurities from the metal. So first point is your distillation. First technique is distillation. A metal with low boiling point and the volatile impurities in nature are purified by distillation. Impure metal is heated in a retort and its vapors get condensed in a receiver. So non volatile impurities left behind. So what happen basically, इसमें क्या होता है कि जब भी हम किसी volatile metal को heat up करते हैं, so it get vaporized and vapor contains the pure metal. However, the impurities will remain down only. And then what, after a period of time, these vapors get condensed. So and we collect those condensed vapors. So we are obtaining the pure metal. Example of this through which we can purify the metals are zinc, cadmium and mercury. Alright, so the next one is your liquefaction process. So the process is based upon the difference in infusibility of a metal, impurities. So principle of refining by liquefaction is that impurities whose melting point are higher than the metal are left behind on melting impure metal. So hence pure metal gets separated out. The ingots of impure metal are heated below its melting point on sloping hearth of a furnace. The metal melts and flow down, leaving behind the impurities. So इसमें भी basically same ही process है. जिनका melting point कम होता है, what happen? Impurities का melting point ज़्यादा होता है, तो it will remain solid. However, the pure metal, it gets melt down and it moves down. So in this way we get separated out the metal and the impurities. Okay, so this process is known as liquefaction. Next one is your electrolytic refining. Already we have defined this process, so once again let me discuss. In this metal, impure metal is made to act as anode and the strip of pure metal from same metal is used as a cathode. So in which what happen, on cathode we will get the pure metal, however impurities get accumulated on your anode. Aqueous solution of salt having same metal is taken as an electrolyte. On passing electric current, metal ions from the electrolyte are deposited on cathode in the form of pure metal, while an equivalent amount of metal dissolved from anode and goes into the electrolytic solution. As metal ions get pure metal is dissolved from anode and deposited at cathode through electrolyte. तो क्या होता है इसमें, एनोड की हमारी इम्प्योर मेटल रॉड होती है और कैथोड पे हम प्योर मेटल रहते हैं. So what happen after a period of time, the pure metal gets liquefied and it gets converted into ions and comes to the electrolyte, and impurities get accumulated on the anode. So in this way we get two metal bars. On anode impurities get deposited, however at cathode we get the pure metal, and this process, entire process is known as electrolytic refining. Here external electric current has been given through DC current. Alright. So for electrolytic, I have given an example at anode M. So oxidation will occur, there will be a loss of electron, so it gets converted into Mn plus ions. Alright, so these are cations, and on cathode there will be a reduction, so there will be an absorption of electron, gets converted into metal ion. So electrolytic refining, the example is your copper. Here you can see copper lose electron, gets converted into copper ions. At cathode there will be reduction, copper ions absorb it takes the electron, so there will be a reduction at cathode and there will be a deposition of copper metal. So impure copper is taken as anode and pure copper strips are taken as a cathode, and electrolyte is acidified solution of copper sulfate. Due to electrolysis, pure copper is transferred from anode to cathode. Impurities from blister copper get deposited at anode. Mud which contain impurities like antimony, selenium and tellurium. So what happen, on anode there will be a deposition of impurities like antimony, selenium, tellurium. However at cathode we get the pure metal. Now next process very important, zone refining. बच्चों इसको रट लेना अच्छे से, इसको याद कर लेना. Every year this question will come in your board exam from the zone refining. So let's study what is zone refining, and let me tell you very clearly, there is no shortcut for the success. To secure good marks you have to work very hard. you have to write down all the definitions and you have to keep practicing the chemical reactions, then only you can secure good marks. So keep writing and have a good practice of writing, then only you can secure good marks in the chemistry subject. So now coming on to the topic, that is the zone refining. Method is based on the principle that impurities are soluble in melt, then in solid state of metal. So a circular mobile heater is fixed at one end of a rod of impure metal. Molten zone moves along with the heater, which is moved forward. As heater move forward, pure metal crystallize while the impurity pass on molten zone. A finally fall down process is repeated several times. It gives metal of high impurity. Method used for making semiconductors and other metal high purity like Si. So for gallium, for indium, for silica, these kind of processes used normally. Let me show you the diagram also for the zone refining, that is given in your NCERT book also. Yes, here it is. Here you can see this is the process through which we can purify the metal. These are the metal rods. It gets melted. So there will be an atmosphere of noble gas. Induction coil through which heating has been passed out. So in this way we get the pure metal. Okay. I think it is very much visible. You can take a snapshot also. Now coming on to the next topic, that is your vapor phase refining. So the metal is converted into volatile compound and collected elsewhere, leaving non-volatile impurities behind. The two necessary conditions are the metal should form a volatile compound with an available reagent, and the second one is the volatile compound should be easily decomposable for the easy recovery of the metal. So the two important points to remember for the vapor phase, that it has to be a volatile compound, the metal which is to be used for purification, and the second one is the volatile compound should be easily decomposable. Now talking about the Mond's process, again very important topic for your board point of view. Mond's process को याद रखना, it is only for the purification of nickel. Here carbon monoxide gets reacted with the impure nickel, results in the formation of a complex, and then again further it gets heated to obtain the pure metal. पढ़ लेते हैं एक बार क्या process होता है इसमें purification का. Nickel is purified by this method. Impure nickel is heated in a stream of a carbon monoxide, forming a volatile complex, that is a nickel tetracarbonyl, which is decomposed when heated at 450 Kelvin. So here the temperature is very important. You need to remember, for making of a complex around 330 to 350 Kelvin temperature is required to form the tetracarbonyl nickel, and then it get decomposed at 450 to 470 and results in the formation of pure metal, that is your nickel metal. Alright, next one is your Van Arkel process for the refining of zirconium or titanium to obtain the pure metal. In this method, all the oxygen and nitrogen present as impurity are removed. The crude metals such as zirconium and titanium are heated in an evacuated vessel with iodine. So there will be formation of zirconium iodide complex. This is metal iodide. So the metal iodide being more covalent volatile impurities. So the zirconium iodide is decomposed on tungsten filament when heated at 1800 degree Kelvin. So you can see here the high temperature is required for the decomposition of metal iodide compound. Through electricity we achieve this much of temperature. The pure metal is thus deposited on the filament. So here what happened after this, when we heated the metal iodide, pure metal get deposited on your tungsten and this iodine get separated out. Okay, so this process is known as Van Arkel process for refining zirconium or titanium. Now moving on to the next one, that is a chromatographic method. So chromatographic method is another important method for the purification. So this method is based on the principle of selective adsorption of different components in a mixture on an adsorbent. So there are different chromatographic techniques. Basically we can differentiate it into three parts, that is a column chromatography, gas chromatography and paper chromatography. Here the difference is basically in gas chromatography the mobile phase used is your gas. However, for column chromatography the solvent phase, that is the mobile phase, is a solvent which has been used to separate the different impurities. So let's study what is written over here. These technique involve a mobile phase and a stationary phase. The sample extract is dissolved in a mobile phase, which may be liquid or a gas. A stationary phase is immobile and immiscible. In a mixture containing different is component, a component which is soluble in stationary phase taken longer time to travel than a component which is not very soluble. In other words, the mixture is put in a liquid or a gaseous medium which is moved through adsorbent. Alright. Later, adsorbed components are removed by using solvent. Basically, if I talk about a paper chromatography, what happen if you take a TLC, that is a thin layer chromatography, there is a layer of silica on a metal plate on which we basically adsorb the impure compound and then we put it on a mobile phase in a jar. After a period of time, when solvent gets eluted upward, so what happens, you will get a different sections because there is a solubility of the compound at the different mobile phase. So at the end what happen, there will be separation of compound through which we can obtain the pure compound from the crude compound. Okay, so this process is known as chromatography. Now talking about the metallurgical process at a glance, so this is a kind of a flow chart I have drawn for you to make it more clear what happened and how we are doing the metallurgy. First is your ore, which contains impurity as well as your metal. So it gets crushed and grinded to form the powdered form. So then powdered form, through powdered form we remove the gangue particles. So there are different processes through which we remove the gangue, that is your gravity separation, magnetic separation, froth flotation process and leaching. These processes have been discussed in my previous videos. You can refer to those videos. After that there will be a concentration of ore. So for the concentration, different processes have been done like calcination, roasting, auto reduction. Calcination is about dealing with formation of oxide in absence of oxygen. However, in roasting, it is done in the presence of oxygen. So roasting is generally done for the sulfide ores. There is a process called auto reduction that we have studied already in copper and other processes. Alright, then reduction has been done with carbon, aluminium, as I have discussed in earlier also, and there will be a electrolytic reduction also like aluminium. Okay, so these are the different process of extraction of metal. Then coming on to the refining, the final discussion or the final process through which we get the pure metal. So refining is done as just now in this video. Initially started with this process, these like liquefaction, distillation, electrolytic refining, zone refining, vapor phase refining, alright, and the chromatographic method. So this is all about the overall metallurgy of a metal through which we get the pure metal from the ore. Now coming on to the important applications of some metals. First we will discuss about the aluminium. What is the importance of, what is the main use of the aluminium? First one is it is used for the making of electrical transmission cable wires. Normally at home the cable wires that is made up of aluminium only. Second one, it is used for the extraction of chromium and manganese, because we know metal oxide gets converted into metal in the presence of reducing agent. So as we all know that reducing agent, aluminium is the best reducing agent, as we discussed in the Ellingham diagram also. Next one is aluminium powder is used as a reducing agent, already discussed in thermite welding. It is a fine dust and used in the paints and lacquers, and it is used in the making household utensils also. Alright, now coming on to the copper. As far as copper is concerned, it is also used for making wire because it is a good conductor of electricity. Next one is it is also used for making utensils containing coin also, electroplating, electrolysis industry. Next one is the use of zinc. It is widely used for the galvanization, as we all know, to prevention of iron from the rusting. Galvanization is the best process, and it is also used for the extraction of gold and silver by cyanide process. Next one is zinc is used for the making alloys along with copper, and that alloy is brass. Second one is your German silver. It is also having a percentage of zinc around 25%. Next one is zinc dust is used as a reducing agent also. Alright, in dye stuffs. Now coming on to the next topic, that is the use of iron. It is used in the manufacturing of wrought iron and steels. Cast iron is used for casting stoves, railway sleepers. Chrome steel is used for cutting tools and crushing machine. Now next one, this is the overall a summary about the occurrence of the different metals and what are the different ores and how we are extraction done for these metals. First one is aluminium. The ores are bauxite and cryolite. Here you can see the formulas also, and the common method for the extraction is electrolysis of aluminium oxide dissolved in the molten Na3Al(F6). Alright, next one is your iron. Two ores of iron are hematite and magnetite, and it is done through reduction of oxide with copper and this carbon monoxide and coke. Moving on to the copper, the main ores are copper pyrite, copper glance and malachite. Formula you can see, and it has been purified through roasting of sulfide. Already told you that all the sulfide ores, it get roasted in the presence of oxygen, result in the formation of metal oxide. Further it get auto reduction, so copper sulfide reacts with copper oxide, results in the formation of pure copper metal, and sulfur dioxide gets liberated. So this is the overall process for the purification of copper. Moving on to the next one, that is the zinc. So for the zinc, the different ores are zinc blende, calamine and zincite, and metal may be purified by the fractional distillation. So bacho, this is all about the total refining process, and today I have discussed very important points. Let me discuss once again. This is your Van Arkel method, then your Mond's process. Moving on to the different process of electrolysis. So overall a very important video. Alright, so let me show you all the topics that we have discussed. First one is refining, then distillation, then liquefaction I have discussed about. Okay, further I discussed about the electrolytic refining. These are the very important topics, so I am discussing again and again. I hope every topic is very much clear. You can refer your NCERT also. This is about the electrolytic refining, and then I discussed about the zone refining, then vapor phase refining. You guys can take a snapshot also. These are very important processes for the refining. Then I discussed about the Mond's process, and then finally Van Arkel method. Okay, do like my channel and share these videos with your friends and those who are actually looking for some important notes. So thank you so much for your patience, and do subscribe my channel. Thank you.